Hey everybody, it's Tanya from Home Cooked Healing, and in less than 2 weeks, the 14-day Whole Foods Fall Cleanse is going live. So exactly on Friday, January 16th is when we're going to be kicking it off, and I am so excited. But I've gotten a couple of questions that I wanted to answer about the 14-day Whole Foods Cleanse, and there's 3 questions in particular that I'm going to answer for you today. So let's get right to it. The first one is, what are we going to eat? So the 14-day Whole Foods Cleanse is based on, drum roll, you guessed it, whole foods. So we'll take out the stuff that is burdening our bodies and adding more of the good stuff in. So first I want to talk about what we're adding in, because that's much more exciting and interesting, I think. So we'll be adding clean protein like meat from healthy animals, beans, nuts and seeds, loads of crunchy and leafy veggies like kale and Swiss chard and cabbage, carrots, mushrooms, leeks, squash, potatoes, all of those really good things. We'll be eating some fruit, gluten-free grains like brown rice, quinoa, millet, which you maybe not have heard of before, but you're going to try because it's delicious. We're also going to then be rounding everything out with some wonderful herbs and spices and booster foods. Booster foods, if you're not familiar, are foods that pack a total nutritional punch. So goji berries are a good example of that you might be familiar with. They're itty bitty little berries that pack a ton of antioxidants. So we'll be adding in some booster foods as well. So loads of good stuff is going to be added in that is delicious, satisfying, filling, and totally nutrient dense. That's the main focus. So now let's go on to what we're going to be taking out in the cleanse. As I mentioned, we're going to be removing the foods that burden our bodies and that are increasingly linked to symptoms and diseases and illness that we're seeing very commonly in many people. And those foods include gluten, sugar, dairy, poor quality oils like canola and vegetable oil, processed soy products, and alcohol. And these foods can cause inflammation and pain. They can cause digestive problems, blood sugar imbalances, mood swings, weight gain, foggy thinking, and many other symptoms that many of us walk around with every day thinking that they're totally normal. But they're not, and we shouldn't be walking around not being able to think clearly or have energy, right? So you'll learn in the cleanse why these foods are causing some of these symptoms, and you'll be fully informed as to what is causing or how these foods can be causing some of these symptoms and illnesses. So that's it. It's just real food, easy as that. So that's what we're going to be eating. So the next question that I get from people is, will I have to cook? So in short, yes, you will have to cook. We're all super busy, and I know that cooking dinner when you come home after a busy day is really the last thing that you want to do. Trust me, I've been there, I get it, and I still struggle with that from time to time. But here's the thing. This is what got us to where we are with illness. This is how it started. We became too busy and let nourishing ourselves and our families take a back seat and make it less important. And now we're reaching for fast foods and convenience foods to fill that. Well, I want to help you get back into the kitchen, and the cleanse will help you do that. In the cleanse, you'll learn tips and strategies for making food shopping, prep, planning, and execution so much easier. And I'm going to share the recipes that are simple, approachable, and that many of which can be made ahead of time or reheated very easily for lunches and dinners. These are the recipes that I use and that have worked for me and many of my clients and students as well. So you'll start seeing cooking less as a chore, but more as a calming practice, a relaxing practice that is getting you closer and closer to your health goals. So yes, there will be cooking, but it won't be overwhelming, and I promise that you'll see cooking in a whole new light after the cleanse. So that's the second question. The third question, how does an online program work? I know that some of you might be a little apprehensive about taking an online program or doing an online program. So I'm going to break it down for you. First of all, the biggest difference between an online program and an in-person program is that you can do it from the comfort of your own home. You don't have to go anywhere, right? So that can be a major benefit, especially if you are super busy and can't really add another thing to your calendar. All you need is a computer and an internet connection, okay? So when you sign up for the cleanse, you'll get access to the cleanse resource webpage. And that is where you'll go for everything related to the cleanse. It's where you will download your recipe ebook, the menu plans, the handouts. It's where you can access all the bonus materials. And it's also where we'll be posting the recordings from the classes. So on the scheduled dates, we will have live classes, and there's 4 classes total. And you'll be able to access them very easily on the internet. And I will be providing you with the login and the access to those. So all you have to do is put that into your web browser and boom, you'll be practically sitting in a classroom with me, okay? But just at your house or wherever you might be doing this. And the recordings, we'll be recording those classes, and the recordings will be available the following morning on that resource webpage I just mentioned. Okay, so during those classes, I'll be addressing any topics that have come up in the past week, answer any questions you might have, and also do a brief cooking demonstration using some ingredients that I have found people to either have some challenges with, aren't sure what to do with. So I'll be providing you with a cooking demonstration to show you how to use some of those ingredients. So that's it. It's super, super easy. You don't have to be an IT expert or genius to do an online class. If I can put it on for you, I know that you'll be able to easily access it and utilize it. So that's it. That's answering some of the questions about the cleanse. If you have any other questions, please feel free to email me at tanya@homecookedhealing.com. If you're interested in the cleanse, don't wait to sign up. We are kicking things off on January 16th. So don't wait, sign up, and I will see you then. All right, thanks. Bye.